It's very simple. Now do another one.
Where's your dog?
I declare this matriculation duly.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony which requires the comportment and full cooperation of students are therefore expected to be fully focused and remain calm as the program. Happy to see students looking resplendent and immaculately dressed. Watch yourselves. We therefore wish to appeal to everybody. Matriculants should remain seated at the places. Those who have been identified and selected by the school administrator. Matriculants should know that those who are not here to participate in matriculation. 5 students representing of technology students. We have intake 1 and intake 2. All Bachelor of Technology students, procurement management from SBMS, with HND and non-HND students in the School of Business and Management Studies. Bachelor of Technology, automotive engineering, and non-HND students in the School of Engineering to sign the School of Applied Sciences and Technology. 1 Bachelor of Technology HND student who have service in the municipal coordinator of the national.
We wish to express our deepest sense of appreciation of your presence at the ceremony, as we are also well conversant with the daily task of juggling your heavy schedules. On behalf of the Governing Council, I wish to extend a warm welcome to all invited dignitaries, specifically the Regional Minister, to observe one of the 2 most important academic ceremonies in our Polytechnic, which is matriculation. The other ceremony is convocation or graduation. Matriculation is a formal occasion during which freshmen and women are officially admitted as junior members in statu populari of the Polytechnic community. During this ceremony, the names of new students are entered into the register of the Polytechnic, and they become members of the institution. Any student who has not matriculated is not recognized as a member of the Polytechnic community. It is imperative to note that without this ceremony, you never become fully fledged students and alumni of any tertiary institution. Freshmen and women will, at this ceremony, be required to swear the matriculation oath, pledging to obey all the rules and regulations of the Polytechnic. They have to sign both their matriculation cards and the matriculation register to seal their inclusion into the records of the Polytechnic. All these requirements should be taken seriously as they form part of your admissions process, without which your admission will not be complete. Ladies and gentlemen, matriculation also affords management and staff the opportunity to officially interact and advise fresh students on the rules and regulations governing their stay in the Polytechnic. You shall be given copies of the Polytechnic Students' Handbook and the examination guide of the National Board for Professional and Technicians Examination, NAPTEX. In these documents, you will find the useful information that will govern your stay in the Polytechnic. It would be in your own interest, therefore, to study these documents well and live within their requirements, so that your stay in the Polytechnic will yield the final results that will be desirable to both yourself and your parents and guardians. With the increasing difficulty of many prospective students in acquiring placements into the various public universities and polytechnics, it has become urgent that systematic efforts are made to increase access for many potential students of the Polytechnic. In order to increase access, the Polytechnic Council, as one of its strategic focus, is working to consolidate the existing programs and introduce new ones. Ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to report to you all gathered here today that Koforidua Polytechnic has admitted its first hearing impaired students to the HND Building Technology Program. Management has worked expeditiously to get 2 interpreters for him. In line with Act 715 or 2006, Koforidua Polytechnic will lead the process of integration for all such people who would want to acquire TVET education at the tertiary level. As much as possible, to place all applicants in alternative programs where there are vacancies. In all, the Polytechnic received applications from 3,609 applicants, from which 3,465 were expertly offered admissions into higher national diplomas, technician programs, and craft courses in our Polytechnic. You must therefore consider yourself as being granted a golden opportunity, and you deserve to be commended. Out of the numbers who were granted admission, 2,302 accepted the offer and have registered. This represents an overall acceptance rate of 64.4%. At the 17th matriculation ceremony, therefore, the Polytechnic will be matriculating 2,302 students across its various disciplines. The population now stands at 5,597 for the 2012-2013 academic year, a modest increase from the total of 5,151 recorded for the 2011-2012 academic year. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in our bid to continue to provide career-focused programs for all our students, we have committed ourselves to the following. 1. Increasing the levels and numbers of programs offered. Currently, the Polytechnic is offering programs at the following levels: Bachelor of Technology, that is BTech, Higher National Diploma, that is HND, Diploma and Certificate.
We entreat all and sundry who are interested in these programs to avail themselves for admission when our technical session options for our potential students to choose from.
With the upgrading of the Polytechnic into tertiary institutions with the legal backing of Act 745 of the Polytechnic Law 2007, Act 745, the expectations for the Polytechnic graduates have been heightened. Furthermore, in an era of fast-changing technologies, we need high-level tertiary and technical institutions to produce graduates with requisite prowess to help develop a more suitable national technological strategy for sustainable development. It is from this perspective that the Polytechnic system of education becomes more imperative. I am producing the required middle high level technical personnel needed for national development. While it is apparent that polytechnics in Ghana are striving to meet the aims and objectives for which they are set up, the reality on the ground is that some students have the propensity of exploiting the avenues for some other purposes other than what polytechnic education was intended for. On occasion like this, when new entrants are being accepted into the polytechnic community, it is important to remind ourselves of the unique role of polytechnic education in the national educational system. It is to provide practical, skilled-based and professional-oriented training to its products. Polytechnic education offers the platform for developing the skills required to power industry for accelerated development. The role of the Polytechnics was clearly spelled out in the government white paper in the 1991 tertiary education reforms. Polytechnics were to develop middle-level manpower in the context of national development, and that program were to be offered at a higher level of technician training for the award of higher national diplomas, without departing from the syllabi which has been dedicated to practical technician skills training. In addition to create the required manpower for industry, it is expected that some graduates will become employers as they set up their own businesses. Together with its stakeholders, are working to introduce a competency-based mode of delivery for all programs. Currently, each polytechnic has at least one program delivered in the CBT mode. In Koforidua Polytechnic, it is automotive engineering. It is hoped that at the end of your studies, you shall have a very great market value. We are also working together